D, tuning in for a weekly live stream. You know, what's really interesting is that I tend to always default to live streams. It's the only content that I've been really sticking to recently. Literally today, I probably shot about 4 hours worth of content. So, been really drained. If I look tired, if my voice is all fucked up, it's probably because of, or if it's messed up, it's probably because of the whole, the whole recording earlier and stuff like that too. But honestly, this week I've just been feeling super unmotivated. Honestly, I've been going through a lot. I've been struggling a lot. I shot a video just now talking about it, but I've been going through a lot of different things, especially like family issues and then financial issues with the business and stuff like that too. Haven't had really any good weeks in a long time, and it happens from in business. It's not like a normal 9 to 5 job. There's ebbs and flows with everything, and I guess it's all been kind of catching up to me for the most part. I feel like I've been just putting in so much work but not seeing as many results. And I appreciate the love, guys. I appreciate the comments too, or the likes. We got A Sona. What is up, my boy? How you guys doing? By the way, cool fact in LA. Can't wait to go back to jujitsu. Gyms are starting to open up, so hopefully, I mean, I think a lot of my not depression, but like a lot of the lack of energy and lack of motivation actually really comes from not working out as much. Honestly, like my body's really taking a hit. Like I've been getting back problems and stuff like that too. Just not working out as much as well. So I'm really excited for everything to start to hit it off again and stuff like that. So really excited for that. Um, as far as this week too, so I've been going through that. I've been having to deal with like my mom's estate as well. Like something happened. There's like a health issue. It's not severe, but it's just like all this stuff at once is just hitting me all at once. And I don't know, maybe it's the test of the universe or test of God or whatever you believe in. But it's just what I've been going through, and I always like I haven't had thoughts like these in a while, but like even last night, I just wanted to just give up everything. To be honest with you, I was just like, "Fuck, dude!" Like, but I know in those moments, it just really, I really test myself and I ask myself, like, "Hey, Kevin, is this the life that you wanted? Are you not? Are you further than you were like 2 years ago, man?" And I feel a lot richer than I did, but it's just like this is the refugee hustle, guys. It's not always like always that great. Sometimes shit sucks, and that's the truth, you know. So yeah. A Sono says I've been feeling the same. Really appreciate it. Dr. Lee says, "Hey Kevin, hey, so glad you linked with Dr. Shaw. But are you okay? Sounds like you're going through your hard work will never be not for naught. Sometimes I just feel like it, man. Like, so just to give you, I'll give you some more specifics, man. In terms of business, like when I was making like 3 to 4 thousand per week, or even more normal, like 1,500 to 2,000 or 2,500 per week. I was pretty ecstatic. I saw like a roadmap, but ever since like more recently, since we've been hitting more slumps, more roadblocks, I've been making like what $50 per week through high ticket sales and stuff. It's just been really discouraging. And even during quarantine, I finished up my course and stuff like that too. But I just feel like there's this like I'm just not moving fast enough. Like I'm feeling so far behind. I'm seeing like other channels like grow blow the fuck up, and I'm super proud of a lot of my friends, man, seeing them grow. But I'm just like, fuck me, dude. Like I'm going through like shitty dislike but a lot but I'm going through shitty like dislike by bots on my channel too, and it's really discouraging. It makes me like, in some sort of way, I know I shouldn't care about that sort of stuff, but it's just like, why am I even creating content anymore, right? And so I've just been really focusing more on my business, and especially in quarantine, guys. Like, you gotta realize, like, for myself, right? I'm a workaholic, guys, and when I lost fitness, when I lost yoga, when I lost all these things during quarantine, and I lost like the relationships around me and stuff, or like it's temporary, right? But it does set you back mentally as well, and it's just been really it's been really tough. That's all I'm saying. But everything should go back to normal relatively soon. I'm pretty sure. What do you think about Asians? What do you think Asians supporting? What do you think about Asians supporting Black Lives Matter? What do you mean by that? I mean, I don't really have an opinion. I think like in terms of Asians supporting it, I've been seeing a lot of Asian people talking about it as well. So, I mean, it's something that is important that needs to be addressed. My opinion, though, in terms of Black Lives Matters and stuff, I feel like there's a lot more. Like, I don't want to drown out the voice of people who are more, I wouldn't say qualified. That's not the word, but you know, Dave Chappelle really put a great skit out, or not skit, but a really great talk. And he was just saying like, dude, let the streets talk, man. Like, people are angry, they want change, things are actually moving for once. And I think it's important to let people speak out and as well. So I guess I'm support for it, man. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust the dots somehow will connect to your future. Steve Jobs. It is true, man. I mean, like, dude, I was I mean, I shot that podcast with Dr. Shaw when I was kind of like on a high, but I've also been in kind of like, it's weird. I've been really out of touch with how I've been feeling recently for the most part, right? And when I say out of touch, like, I haven't been really checking in as much. It's hard for me to just like turn on the camera and just talk like I used to. And it's I don't know, I just feel like over these last few years I've just had to grow up a lot more, and I just had to think like, why am I doing this sort of stuff? When the point of YouTube, or the point when I first started doing YouTube, was really to express like what I was going through, what was on my mind, and that was the beauty of it. But since like, I don't know, like somewhere around when I learned how to do SEO, it kind of fucked my brain up. Like, where it's like I'm planning content for the algorithm. It takes a lot more work, so I'm not as consistent, and I kind of want to go back to the the just like different content where it's just like daily content, unedited on another channel too. Like, I've been really thinking about that too, and then having more formalized content on this channel and my investing channel as well. So yeah. Do I still talk to Dan Locke? I don't really talk to Dan Locke. I never really spoke to Dan Locke. Only like once during his Closers in Black event, but I'm not like close to Dan Locke at all whatsoever. So sorry, it's because people say Asian people are racist toward black people, especially toward older generation. Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, I think in terms of Asians like being racist and stuff, like, dude, Asians are racist against other Asians. It's different. I mean, I would say like honestly, like, unless it's hard to explain, because if you never grew up in an Asian community, it's kind of hard to get the full experience. Like, so from my experience, like growing up around Asians and stuff, like traditional Asians, right? And like, I have to, like, the older generation, they can be very judgmental. Like, if you fuck something up, they will tease you relentlessly about that, right? And because of the culture that you're growing up with, I mean, think about it like this: day one, you don't speak up against your elders. Imagine your family just constantly, or like family friends constantly harassing you because you're fat, constantly harassing you and making you feel like you're a dumb piece of shit like half the time. That's a dark side of like of growing up in an Asian community, guys. Like, sure, you see a lot of people, like you see a lot of like the the results, like a lot of Asians get in, like, and not obviously I'm not speaking across the board, but see a lot of Asians like get into really good schools, get really good grades. We have these positive stereotypes for a freaking reason, because it's literally beaten into us from an early age, and it really fucks up us in the future. It makes us really great workers, man. But when you're trying to create something your own, when you're trying to be a leader, there's really something called the bamboo ceiling. I'm not sure if you guys know about that, but there's something called the bamboo ceiling, where it's like a ceiling for Asians, because you know by nature were seen as more, I wouldn't say submissive, but more passive at least, right? And it's been a hell and back trying to like break all those things more recently as well, because speaking your mind, speaking your opinion, those are very American type of things, and it's something that I'm getting used to how to speak back more tactfully as well, right? It's really interesting. I find myself like trying to not fight against that, but to recondition myself through that as well. Oh wow, I didn't know Asians are racist against each other. It is true, Arteris. Like dude, I can think like of like if you ever watch JK films and stuff like, um, that's a old YouTube channel. They always used to do skits about Asian, like Koreans not liking Vietnamese people, Chinese people not liking Vietnamese people, Koreans and Chinese people not liking each other. Chinese people and Japanese people definitely did not get along because of World War II and shit. Basically Chinese people and any like Southeast Asian person, because of their dark skin and stuff, dirty and like, dude, I've heard it all. Do all Asians think that way? No, but you know, like when I think like traditional like OG thinking, that's kind of like the thought process. It's a weird superiority complex, man. It's just interesting. And anybody who's Asian probably like if you are Asian, you probably understand where I'm coming from as well. Like, is it right? Absolutely not. But so ingrained in the culture, it's kind of hard to explain to my. You know what's really interesting? Um, I tested my grandma, right, and like I remember what like my I was fucking with my cousins and stuff. My cousins don't really speak Cantonese. Well, I don't speak Cantonese either, but I basically said like, hey, uh my cousin, like one of my cousins likes black guys, and she was like, oh, that's cool with it. My grandma was actually cool with it, which is pretty crazy because I know a lot of grandmas that would freak the fuck out if you said that. And then I was like, hey, my other cousin, he likes guys and stuff, and she's like, no, bad. I was like, damn, that's crazy. But it shows you the generational gap, and that generational gap, like, cause my grandma is like wicked old. She's like, man, 80 plus now, so it just kind of shows you. And she wasn't really educated. You got to realize the older generation was not educated, and they had very little interaction with other races and stuff like that. My grandma did not grow up with black people. My grandma did not grow up with like a lot of white people, right? And they were in China, so OG China, right? So yeah. um Look at the history, Arteris. We are highly polarized, says Dr. Lee. That sucks. Did it happen to you? Happen to me? It is known. Happen only refers to a single instance known as in existence. Google Korean comfort women Japan. It was pretty bad, man. Like, if you ever wonder why most OG Asians hate the Japanese, it's probably because of the World War II. I mean, like even my grandma, she ran for her life. Both my grandmas ran for their lives during World War II because of the Japanese. They killed, raped a lot of people. It's no secret that the rape of Nanking is like there's pictures and stuff, and it's really horrific. And they not only did that in China, they did that like pretty much everywhere. So there was a lot of resentment toward the Chinese, even toward the Koreans. Now like there's still, I think Japan paid some reparations. I think I read in the news or something like that to Korea. I think they did it to the survivors. Hong Kongers racist against mainland Chinese and vice versa. Yeah, so you know it's pretty interesting. It's not just like black people. Like, it's kind of funny. It's kind of like Asians are like equal opportunity hate for everyone, man. But it's like crazy. Like, yeah, even in Hong Kong, there's this like judgment of like if you're mainland. But I understand where the Hong Kong people are coming from, because you know they Hong Kong people really love Hong Kong, and I love Hong Kong too. It's really sad to see what's happening. I don't know what's gonna happen with Hong Kong, if a lot's gonna change with the Chinese takeover. We'll have to see. But it really just, I don't know. I love that place, and it breaks my heart to see it always in protests and stuff, and to see like, you know, that 50 years of sovereignty like compromised, right? So yeah. Arteris says, I'll check it out. Like looking up all cultures. Um, Glipsis LRG. Glipsis LRG says, how is it going? By the way, quick pause. If you want to shoot me a like, would really appreciate it, y'all. But Glipsis LRG. Things have been honestly, like I was telling the stream earlier, I've had better days probably. Just going through some rough times at the moment. But you know, that's his life, man. That's just how life rolls sometimes. You're just going through some shit. So I mean, I'll tell you this, what I am excited for is going back to jiu-jitsu tomorrow, so I can start getting out some aggression or whatever. What I really want is massage, man. And I just been working really really hard, man. Like it's crazy how much I've been working and seeing so little results, which fucking sucks. It's frustrating, but I mean it's part of life, part of business. I signed up for it, so can't blame anyone but myself, you know. uh I know your channel because you talked about pharmacy. Yeah, I was actually, you know, it's really interesting. I had some pharmacy topics that I was gonna talk about relatively soon, especially more like now that, because a lot of my pharmacy videos are a lot older. Not to say I want to talk about pharmacy all the time, but there are, like, I still do get a lot of questions. So whenever I get a chance, like, I always like to do a bit of research and just help people. Like someone asked me about remote pharmacy jobs, so I'm gonna kind of compile a list of different remote pharmacy jobs so that people can look into it. I was actually gonna continue. I mean, I'm not sure if you can see, but you know, I'll probably save it for another time and really complete it. But there's a lot of different careers. I just, like, honestly, I just haven't been. I even got a request to do an optometry interview too. Like I have one in the pipeline, but it's just like I'm just so tired, man. Like it's ridiculous. It's just like not tired. Like sometimes I'm like physically tired, like tired, but just like burnt out tired, right? If that makes sense. Like where I have a lot of stuff to do. It's not like I'm bored. There's a difference between bored. I just don't want to do it, and I have to push myself and exert extra energy to push over that hump. But you know, the fact that is that I'm still willing to do it. I'm still in the game. So yeah. Um, Artera says I was upset about that years ago. Yeah, let me know what you're actually upset about, Arteris. I don't understand the context of that. Aventus says, "Hey Kevin, I just came across your channel after watching your Blue Belt promotion. Congrats on that. Thank you for your narrated rolling. It was excellent, super helpful. Please do more." Okay, love it, Aventus. Maybe I'll shoot like some jujitsu rolls. Just the jujitsu rolls didn't get that many views and stuff, but I'm glad that certain people like that. Because jujitsu is a huge part of my life. I'm actually going back tomorrow. You know, it's kind of sad, like because of the riots and stuff down in Long Beach. They actually burnt 10 Planet Long Beach down, and so I didn't go to that school. I go to the main one, HQ. So go there. So I might do some narrated roles again. I'm interested in maybe starting to learn BJJ. Starting to learn BJJ. How much of the issue of guys touching your junk or touching each other guy's junk? Just wondering how much of an issue that kind of undesired contact. It's never an issue, man. I've never, like, the only time, like, I've been rolling jujitsu for a while. I don't even wear a cup. I mean, because, like, here's the thing, it's non-sexual. I mean, I roll with women too and shit, like, but I'm not like groping them and whatnot. It's like we're there to train. It's we're not there to grab each other's balls, even though it might look like it sometimes, especially if you're in north south and whatnot, aka 69 position, right? But we're there to train, so it's not really an issue. I mean, if you knee someone in the balls, no problem. You just stop. You just take a break, you know. But it's never really an issue, man. As well. So I would say just get training. Don't worry about that stuff. Just come in a rash. Like if you want, you can come in a t-shirt, although it might get stretched out. I would probably come in a rash guard, get some shorts with no pockets, and grab a mouth guard, and you're good to go. I mean, later you can get the headgear and stuff, but you don't need to have all that. So it's really fun. It's one of the things that actually makes me really happy and keeps on wanting to roll and over again. Whoops, you skipped my question. I usually get racism from white people. The only time I got racist comment is my Chinese uh, female friends' parents. They don't allow me to date her. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm also not surprised, man. Like it's crazy. It's just crazy the amount of like yeah, but here's the thing too. There's a lot of families that are more open to that, especially if they're more American born. Like here's the thing. Things like racism and whatnot. I feel like over the next few years too, like as the generations go further and further on, you're not going to see that as much, right? As well. I mean, a lot of the older generation, like I said, wasn't had very little exposure toward other races. They, like I said, like my grandparents never grew up around black people or any of that sort of stuff, right? But in America, I mean, if you live um in a city, like, or even close to a city, I mean, you run into that, so it's not going to be as bad. But the truth is there's some like some of that still existing, and I don't know if that will ever go away, to be honest with you. We can always hope, we can always promote more and stuff and educate people, but it'll never truly, I believe, will go away. I think it's just, we can make ourselves aware of it, but there's always going to be people that sort of do that stuff. So it's all good. um but to be Arteris, one more thing to just comment on what you're saying was that, think about where we were 50 years ago, right? Think about where we were 100 years ago. Think about where we were 300 years ago. We're a lot further than before. But you can see my point. It never completely goes away, but we're moving in the right direction. And after this George Floyd situation and the other situations too, like I know George Floyd gets like that was a huge thing, but there were some of the people right before it too. Like it was crazy. I'm sorry if I don't remember all their names. There was a lot, but there was a lot of them. Like the guy who got choked out for selling loose cigarettes and stuff in New York. It's really fucked up. But you're seeing a lot of cops these days like walk out. Like there's a huge resignation of these departments because they're not getting support, which shows you that there's a lot of cops out there that have good hearts too, that want to change as well, right? So yeah. Um, Thoughts on judo? Judo's great. I love nogi. I use nogi judo a lot. Where yeah, we like I use nogi judo like moves. One of my favorite moves is a uh crap. Why am I blanking out? That's how long I haven't done jujitsu for. Um, Fuck. I know how to do it. I just don't know. I just don't remember the name for it. But judo is really great. I love judo as well. But judo is very like gi based. Like you depend so much on the gi and stuff like that as well. So you want to like I think like no gi judo is really great if you can think of like collar ties and stuff. That's where Greco-Roman is so great too, though. Like you develop these great throws and stuff as well. Uh, can you do monthly revenue reports? Sure. I'm more than happy to do that. Like in terms of like my performance and stuff, like in terms of like my businesses and stuff, I'm more than happy to do that. I just gotta make sure that if I do that, I just gotta make sure I blank out all the client information because I do have a few NDAs and stuff like that. So I just gotta be cognizant of that as well. Um, but yeah. Do you know anyone who feels burnt out on life? Not suicidal, but that's me right now. I actually got a email not too long ago. I emailed this person back. Actually, this week I spent a lot of time emailing people back and getting back to people, right? Because there's been a lot of that recently, especially with this whole COVID thing happening at Armagos. So it's been really crazy. I mean, that's how I've been feeling, especially this last day, man. I've just been feeling like I'm just behind on everything, like, and just feeling super, super behind in my life. I don't want to say I gave myself a timeline, but what I want to do is like by 36, I want to start having a family and settling down. And then by next year, I want to have I want to have a cash flow business in addition to high ticket closing. Because high ticket closing is fun. It's really fun when you're not dependent on the money. But when you are dependent on the money, it can be stressful. But I do the best job I can. Like I always have like a high level of professionalism, which I realize is USP. A lot of people are not professional in the sales world at all whatsoever. It's crazy. I see it myself. Like, you know, they don't that like their clients have poor relationships or poor experiences with a lot of these closers and stuff like that too. And like them not moving deals, them not doing certain things, right? It's like crazy. It happens a lot though, and it's frustrating too. Cool. Thanks for answering. No more racism topic. Let's just focus on our life. Appreciate it, man. Hey, Mike. Or Mike says, "Hey, Kevin. I'm a young guy, 18, considering not having a girlfriend and just focusing on making a business on myself. What is your opinion on this?" Thank you, Mike. I think that's actually a great idea. I'm not saying like forget dating and forget all that sort of stuff. I mean, dating is important, right? And all these things are really important. But I would not be again. I mean, that's what I'm technically doing at 32 right now. I'm just focusing on my business and growing it because here's the truth, man. Like what we want to do is what I want to do is build a solid foundation for a family, for a relationship, for all that sort of stuff. But also as a 18, you kind of want. I feel like dating is just a part of life too. You can definitely have both as well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with dating, but if that's your sole focus, there's nothing wrong with that, man. It depends what you really want. If you spend the next year or two just building out a business, I think you're going to be in a good spot. Like when it comes 20 years old or even 21 years old, Mike. So consider it, but also just make sure that you're just not avoidant of relationships as well. Like for myself, I'm avoidant. I gotta get therapy, by the way, for that. Like I'm like non-committal and all that sort of stuff too. So when I mean non-committal, I don't mean like I cheat and stuff, but I'm just very wary of jumping into relationships because of like I don't know, maybe it's PTSD of relationships or maybe it's just like fear, like kind of like the bad experiences I had in the past. That are preventing me that I hold on to that prevent me from jumping in relationships, but that's something I'm going through. Do I watch anime? Do I watch anime? No, not anymore. I used to watch like things like Bleach and stuff like that, and obviously DBZ, but a lot of people don't consider DBZ anime. I've seen all the old stuff like Cowboy Bebop, Evangelion. What else? Ken Ken, who's the samurai guy? I can't remember. Samurai X, Kenshin or something like that. Used to watch a lot of it, but these days I don't because here's the thing: like watching too much media is really it sucks up a lot of time. It's easy to get caught into the series. For myself, I always get caught up into different series and stuff like that as well, right? So there's that. This stream is, by the way, this stream is very interesting. Notice that we went from talking about like Asian like pharmacy, we went to kind of like race topics. Somebody asked me about the unlock. Another person asked me about jujitsu, and Armor Ghost asked me about burnout on life. So it's just really really interesting about all the variety of topics I got. And I think by the way, I just want to let you know this week actually I'm meeting up with a brand strategist this week. I'm really excited for that because I feel like I have all these different, and I'll answer your question, Inventus, in 1 second. But I feel like I have all these different things in my life, but I don't know how to bring them all together or what the core theme or the core North Star is. So I'm going to be meeting up with this brand strategist for like 4 hours. I'm really excited though. For someone starting BJJ, do you have any advice to best practices and strategies on focus on? I've heard people said more drilling than rolling. If so, can you explain proper drilling consists of? Yeah, Aventus, if you want to, feel free to shoot me a DM or email me at subscribers@refugeehustle.com, and I can help you more in terms of that. But in terms of drilling, I agree. Like for me, tomorrow when I go back, I'm going to treat myself like a beginner. I'm not going to do some hardcore rolling. If I do roll, it's going to be more flow rolling as well, right? But in terms of jujitsu and drilling, I would say the thing that you would want to focus on the most is just like, okay, when you go first day of class, just find a partner, see if anybody's really down to just go over what you learned in class and just do it over and over and over again. Eventually, when you start rolling and stuff, because chances are maybe you will roll on first class, maybe you won't, but chances are you're gonna panic a lot. And when you panic, you're gonna I guarantee you, when you start jujitsu, everybody's like they're really tight and stuff, right? But you like later you just get really fluid with stuff, and you'll take certain positions and whatnot, and just get really good at being comfortable with everything. So what I would recommend, like maybe do a and obviously my friend Patrick Donavidi, he's a black belt, so he teaches how to go from white to blue belt. But what I would do is just like drill what you learned in class, drill what you learned in class until it becomes like a little natural, right? And then eventually, as you roll, you're gonna find things that you're really good at or things that you prefer in jujitsu. Cause like I don't play every single guard that well, right? I know how to get in a position, but different body types too as well, right? Like everybody has a different body type. Not every body type is great for certain games, right? Or certain guards, right? So find a partner, just go back and forth, do two and two, two and two, two and two. And when I say two and two, you go 2 times, they go 2 times. You go 2 times, they go 2 times until the drilling session's over. And what you're trying to do is build up those reps as well. Kengan? No, I don't believe so. Okay, Kevin, thank you. I hope your business is super successful in the near future. My business, I would say, is somewhat successful. I mean, like when earlier this year we were fucking killing it. We were like killing it, and then more recently, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've just been having some downs. So, not to say it's not doing super well, but we haven't been doing well at all whatsoever in the last 2 or 3 weeks, man. It's been a real bummer for me and my partner. So, yeah, but like I said, I'm going to be investing into a cash flow business very soon as well. By the way, for the 6 people who are watching this, I would love for you to smash that like button, boost the algorithms. Would appreciate it, y'all. Artira says, "Do you live in LA or California, like the LA side?" Yeah, I live in LA at the moment, so that's where I reside. So yeah, I do jujitsu here. Some of the best jujitsu in the world is located here in LA as well. LA, and what's that called? Down south in San Diego. Yeah, so that's kind of what's been up. Um, any other questions, guys? Well, let me take a sip. Been drinking this like. By the way, recently I've been drinking this like It looks like coffee, right? Like if you take a look at it, looks like coffee. But I've been drinking this chicory coffee and stuff. Really popular in Louisiana, but chicory actually has zero caffeine, so typically it's my drink of choice when I'm craving things like caffeine because I wouldn't even say it has a similar taste, but it's similar enough. Stephen Wynn, my boy, who's also in pharmacy. Rioni Kenshin. Yes, that is right. That I saw the whole series, man. I even saw the like X series where he kills a bunch of people and all that sort of stuff. The super bloody one, Samurai X, was pretty crazy. But I watched that. So I watched like most of my anime during like high school. Like there was a high school phase when I went to the first, believe it or not, I went to the first anime con in Boston. It was pretty freaking crazy. And I went to that. I did not fit in at all because I was not that much of a weeb, I guess, right? I was not into anime that much. I was more a gamer. Like I played a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom. I joined a few Marvel vs. Capcom tournaments, and I think I played in a Smash tournament at the Anime Con too. I fucking lost really bad, if I remember. So yeah, cool. I live in California. Thank you so much, Kevin. My pleasure, my pleasure, man. If you ever need anything, let me know. Jiu-Jitsu is a really fun journey. I recommend everyone to do it, but you gotta just make sure you take care of yourself, like especially like eating right and getting massages and stretching and all that sort of stuff and warming up properly, like you can get injured in jiu-jitsu too. So you gotta make sure to take care of yourself as much as you can. I've been injured, unfortunately. What is your favorite food? I don't really have a favorite food, to be honest with you. I'll tell you, like, I actually love all cuisines. I'm not very picky when it comes to food. I like, I enjoy everything from like, I've been on more of a Japanese like binge recently because found this Japanese grocery store down the street and they have amazing sashimi as well. So I've been indulging on that, and they have like grilled salmon skins as well, which is great for the keto diet. And then also I've been going to let's see, I've been making a lot of Korean food at home too. Like, I never realized Korean food was that easy to make, or not easy to make, but you know, it's like especially the soups and stuff. Man, like I've been making that all the time, and it makes it really easy. Like you can take really cheap cuts and just make it into a bomb ass stew. It's really amazing. I don't. So there's that. I love like one food that I have really enjoyed as I'm older. I didn't really enjoy it as a kid. Is actually fried chicken. I love fried chicken. I used to hate fried chicken back in the day, but these days I'm more open toward fried chicken as well. Gotta love me some Dave's Hot Chicken in LA too, man. That shit is bomb. But what else, man? I mean, I love like all sorts of food, man. Like I am not picky with food. I eat all sorts of different cuisines. If there's one, I even like started diving into Indian food a lot because at first I also didn't like it, and that's the thing. Like your palate changes as you get older as well. Like back in the day, I didn't like eating all that weird shit at dim sum. Like I didn't eat intestines. I didn't eat like all this sort of stuff. But now I eat all that stuff. The only stuff that I don't really eat as well is probably pork. I don't really eat pork. Like rarely, if ever, by will at least. You know. So that's the only thing I don't eat. But in terms of everything, I pretty much eat everything, man. So I don't have favorite food. I think for myself, like I'm always like I grew up very like my dad was like you just gotta be appreciative of whatever's on your plate, and that was kind of like the mentality. But also, that's a fat people mentality too, because everybody on my dad's side was really overweight, so they would eat anything, and I'm a little bit more selective than the rest of my family. Actually, the rest of my family is extremely overweight as well. So yeah. Thoughts on COVID 19 resurgence on reopening? It's gonna happen at some point. I mean, like honestly, from a personal level, I'm so glad that we're opening up because psychologically, it's gonna take a lot of burden. I mean, my back has been paying for it a lot. Like, I want to go get massages because my back has been so tight. I want to go back to the gym. I was making really great progress with my diet and my workouts and stuff and yoga. So I just want to go back to everything. But from a public health point of view, definitely don't believe the right move is to I don't believe the right move is to really close everything down until we find a vaccine. That's not the right. I don't believe that's the right move. But keep in mind, I'm not a public health specialist or anything like that. What I would say is like, obviously there was a lot of miscommunication that happened when we were opening up our states and stuff for the timeline. But no, the truth is no one really knew. But it's gonna happen like at some point, right? And I think it hurts us a lot more. It hurts our economy and hurts people. Like people don't realize, like from a psychological level too, if people can't go back to work, they can't pay their bills, and it adds a lot of stress. I mean, think about it. We only had one stimulus check, right? 1,200 for people, right? And I think that was under for $75,000 people, right? Imagine if you are like middle class, you totally did not receive anything essentially, right? It's really tough. So yeah. Steven says lots of Toonami. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of Toonami growing up. Steven. Oh shoot, which Marvel did you play a lot? I used to play 3 a lot. I used to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I used to watch this guy called Yipes, man. He gave the most funniest commentary. And who's that guy, man? I can't remember. Like, dude, my memory is so bad now. Like, oh man, the Asian guy. Oh frick, he has like a very basic name. Can't remember his name anymore. But my friend actually played in tournaments as well and all that as well. So I like that food. Says Arteris. Dan Forth has a comment. Thoughts on 0% job growth in pharmacy till 2028 and Walgreens closing 700 stores, getting hours cut, even with 15,000 graduating pharmacists every year. Yeah, it's really sad. Like, honestly, I did a few videos about it. But it's not a good time to do pharmacy, like from a job perspective. If you look at the numbers at least, right? So there's a difference. Like if you look at the numbers, it's very, very bleak at the moment. So in terms of jobs, and chances are most of those people will probably end up in retail. And if the biggest main retail pharmacies are closing up, then that's a sign that there's a saturation of pharmacists. Will it normal out? Maybe eventually, but either one or two things. Like people will have to figure out some other career. Maybe that's going to school for PA or doing something else, right? That has a high, like that has some sort of, you can play some other role, or if we expand the role of pharmacists too, because there is a shortage of healthcare providers as well. So if we can expand the role of pharmacists, maybe that would help relieve everything. But honestly, it's a lot. There's a lot of like, not legalities, but lobbyists as well, like that are probably would probably be against that. Like a lot of I couldn't see the medical community jumping, like the medical board and stuff being like, oh, we're gonna let pharmacists do prescribing and stuff. It's gonna be a tough road ahead. Now we have collaborative practice, and we see like states like Florida that allow you to treat like I forget the bill, but basically I think it got passed, and basically it was saying that that it allowed pharmacists to treat like long like chronic disease states as well, right? So I don't know, that might open up a few jobs, but and you might see other states like kind of follow suit as well, but who knows. Um, what are your thoughts about Russell Brunson getting the high ticket sales with his high ticket seller summit? Also noticing Dan Locke is making a similar service funnel script but for copywriting. Oh boy. I mean, I actually know Russell Brunson's old high ticket sales manager as well, so I know him. I mean, high ticket, like I feel like high ticket, I don't know if it's gonna fizzle out. I'm not sure if I see it fizzling out, but definitely not as many people will buy high ticket anymore. Like high ticket was a really great business model. I still think it's great because if you need that extra level of accountability, there's no other type of program like a high ticket program, right? It's like paying for a university. It's kind of like going to a bookstore versus taking a real course. Now the trouble is with the invention of ClickFunnels and how easy it is to create a funnel and how easy it is to create a course, that's where the real problem is, guys. Like there's so many crappy courses out there. There's no quality assurance, and there's no organization out there that will tell you, hey, this is a good course, this is a shitty course. I mean, guys, like in my kick-ass investing course, like the new one, which I've been building behind the scenes, like I've literally spent like most of quarantine building it out, building real tools, building things that will actually help people. Is it going to be perfect when it relaunches? No, but guess what? I built in feedback loops. I built in a lot. And that shows you like the amount of, when you see people launch a course in 1 month, could you do it? Absolutely. Will it be good? Absolutely not. It's not that easy to launch a course, guys. I'm telling you guys this, right? There's a lot of assets. You gotta get the sale. You gotta get all the pages done. You gotta plan out all the content. You gotta make sure that all the content makes sense. You gotta edit the content. You gotta create any supplemental like workbooks and stuff like that if you're gonna do one. Transcriptions, PDFs. I mean, for mine, I actually have a unique tool which I'll probably talk about later. It's not. I've kind of made a digital workbook that helps people actually do their investing as well. So it's really cool. Like I create a portfolio generator, all that sort of stuff, man. So that's a level of work that I do, but I don't know about other people, man. Like some of them are pretty scammy. And Dan Locke doing a copywriting thing, I have no idea. I don't even follow Dan Locke anymore. A lanyard says where you go to pharmacy school. I went to pharmacy school at MCPHS. He went to MCPHS, a shitty 3-year school. Lol. Yeah, it was a accelerated school, and yeah, man, that school is like a burn and churn school. It was all right. I mean, I met a lot of great people there, but it was all right. I know who Yipes is. Oh yeah, Justin Wong. Yeah, so my friend actually played Justin Wong in Street Fighter 4, like my really close friend back home. So yeah, Justin Wong. Yeah. Damn. Uh, yeah, my memory is going away. Peter Huynh says, "Do you think a girlfriend is a bad idea when you're trying to chase your dream?" Well, according to The Way of the Superior Man, this is a really great book, guys. If you guys are a male, I actually recommend it in one of my videos. But if you guys are a male, I would highly recommend reading this book. But they talk about men trying to find their purpose first and seeing if your partner actually complements your purpose or your North Star as well. So I believe it. I'm a firm believer in that. I don't believe in, like, how do you know if someone's right for you? How do you know if someone's right for you or not if they don't fit your vision beyond the relationship? It shouldn't just be like, oh, I want to have a kid. I mean, that's an easy goal, but what is the legacy that you want to leave beyond that as well? I think that's important. And if you can find the right person that supports that dream, supports that goal, I think that's the most important, Peter, as well. Dr. Lee says, I would think the right girlfriend and the dream are proximal paths or at least closely related. If it's anything else, isn't that the wrong girlfriend? Well, the truth is, Dr. Lee, I do kind of agree with you. The truth is, though, how do you know what's right or wrong? Right or wrong is just always subjective, right? Like, there's no objective way to determine that. But right or wrong assumes context. Like, you need to have some sort of context or background story behind that. So that's why I believe finding your purpose first, finding yourself. You want to make sure that you're coming into a relationship as like one whole person. You know, you don't have to be perfect. Don't get me wrong about that. But it's like you want to make sure that you're not carrying any major baggage going to a relationship. That's not fair to the other person, right? Pharmacy salary is already going down. Some places are offering low 30. Whoa, low 30? That's ridiculous. What places are offering low 30, Dan Forth? I'm kind of curious. I'd love to check that out, man. That's crazy. Makes sense. Huge supply, low demand. How are these students going to pay off 200K in tuition? These schools are selling lies. Exactly, right? It's, guys, never jump into a career based off of what ifs, right? Like, what ifs are not there. Like, because the role of pharmacy has not expanded, I would probably tell you to look at elsewhere. PA sounds really good right now. All my PA friends are really happy at the moment. In terms of healthcare, if you want to go healthcare, right? And you want more you want to do more like provider type of stuff as well. So they typically have, well, like a lot of my friends are happy, but you know, it really depends what you want at the end of the day, lifestyle that you're trying to sustain. The right girlfriend is, for me, is not high maintenance. Is not high maintenance, but if you're chasing your dream, then you have no time to get ice cream together. So there's no relationship. Well, I mean, if you try to look for you have to make time. It requires commitment to be in a relationship as well. Take it from the guy who has no girlfriend, because I'm totally legit, because I have no girlfriend right now and no relationship. You know, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. Chasing a dream doesn't have to be that way, but depending on what you're trying to do, if you're trying to build the next Facebook or Amazon, yeah, you're probably not going to have a girlfriend. If you're trying to create like maybe an e-commerce store or something like that, you can find time, essentially, right? But it's tough to get a girlfriend, especially once you finish high school and college. I wouldn't necessarily agree. Well, I would say I don't think it's really that hard to find a girlfriend, to be honest with you. It's just like circle of friends. Like I meet people constantly, right? And some of them are single, some of them are not. Some people you meet in your past become single and they're interested in you. It's like I would say dating gets easier as you get older, to be honest. At least from a man's point of view. Like from my point of view, it gets a lot easier as well. Do you still have loans from pharmacy school? I think I have about I think 40K. I pay them off slowly, so I don't know at this point. I think I still do. Wait, what was that book called? Let me look it up. I'll drop an affiliate link in the comments as well. So I'll take care of that. Let me take a look. It's The Way of the Superior Man. Just give me 1 second. Uh, let's see. If you're owning your own pharmacy, someone asking like it would it be hard to date if you're running your own pharmacy? I mean, one of my friends, they own a pharmacy and she finds time to date. I mean, but maybe when you're starting up, like the initial working capital as well, like the worst initial like time to do all that as well, it might be a little difficult. So, man, my computer is lagging. Uh, you gotta work on yourself before dating, says Arteris. Reimbursements are down. Owning a pharmacy based on dispensing along is another pile of debt. PBM issues. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of PBM issues. I mean, Arcs Comedy talks about it quite a bit. And then what's his name? Dr. Z. I actually emailed Dr. Z. He got back to me. He was like, hey, come hit me up if you're ever in the Bay Area. So I don't know. Maybe whenever I'm in the Bay Area after this whole COVID crap ends. Pricing controversy. What is direct contact versus non-direct when signing a PB? Oh. What is a direct contract versus non-direct contract when signing with a PBM? I have no idea, to be honest with you. I would have to look that up. Annalyn. Peter Huynh says, if you have time, you should try approaching women every 2 weeks for an hour. I mean, it depends what you're trying to do. I mean, like, honestly, there should be a clear purpose of what you're trying to do at all times, right? Like, in terms of, like, if you're trying to, I mean, you gotta be asking yourself, why? Is it to build up the social skills, build up the reps? Sure, maybe that would make sense, but I try not to give, like, blanket statements like that anymore. Way of superior man. Let's see. Dr. Lee says, lol, hilarious. A rate of a female contact, 2 women per week per hour. Kevin, do you say you'll meet with Dr. ZDog MD? Let me read out my thing. Hold on for a second. I'm going to drop this link really quick for that guy. Hold on for a second. All right, here we go. Man, we're getting all sorts of questions. Whew. Let me read the email that I got from Dr. Z, as well. I don't think there's anything super sensitive in it, but I shot him a video and just reached out to him. I was like, dude, I feel you, man. I went through everything. Like, I went through the same thing as, RX Comedy. You know, it's really interesting. RX Comedy called me like that day of that he got laid off, so we were talking about it as well. So I knew about it for a while, but I just didn't really. I mean, it's not my business to talk about people's business. Okay. I love it, Kevin. Yeah, fuck those fucking fuckers, right? Love the video. Let's stay connected. I'm a bit swamped right now, but I deeply appreciate the love, homie. When things are back up in a bit, it would be fun to get you on the show in person if you're ever passing through the Bay Area. So yeah, I would love to do that. So there was that. Kevin, any plans for QLA buying pharmas? Are you buying pharmas? I actually decided not to because of the profit margins. They weren't that great as well. Like, so for example, any QLA, like if you're a follower of Dan Pena and you're looking into mergers and acquisitions, it has to be over 20% at the bare minimum. Pharmacy has been actually, it used to, like, I think early 2010s, it was like the average based off the national, NCPA, I think it was about like 26%, but it's been decreasing 1 to 2% every single year. So it's like dipping right below that 20%. So that's why I didn't move forward with that. Also, here's an interesting fact too. Like it's a lot of work to do mergers and acquisitions. It's not like it's like one and done. You have to be able to devote your full time into it. So that's why I was like, maybe in the future, one day I'll do mergers and acquisitions as well. But two of the things I need to work on, because I work with someone who does mergers and acquisitions. Like I have a really good friend who's very familiar with the M&A process. He warned me. He told me like, "Hey, Kevin, it's a lot of work." And when I dove into it, it was a lot of fucking work. And you gotta put your full thing into it. It's not like a part-time type of thing. QLA is a full-time fucking type of thing as well. But it's pretty addicting when you get some of those big deals there. So I'm right now I'm just focusing on buying cash, like starting a cash flow business as well and expanding from there. So yeah. Kevin, did you see the videos about COVID by two central CA doctors? No, I did not. Should I watch it, man? Is it worth it? Is YouTube still worth doing these days? Do you make any money off YouTube or you're just building a community? I actually do make money off YouTube. I make about like not that much, maybe about 500 through affiliates, through I'm not talking about like high program affiliates. I'm talking about like Amazon affiliates and all that sort of stuff too. So I make quite a bit through there. I also make about through AdSense like maybe about 300, not that much, through this channel. The other channel is going to make a lot more money, by the way. So through AdSense, and when I start relaunching my investing program, it's going to do really really well too. So I have no doubt. It's been growing pretty crazy, and I haven't even posted up that much content, but it's been doing well. But YouTube should not be like, I want to make money off YouTube. It's really the offer. Like you should look at it as a marketing platform. As a marketing platform, YouTube is really great because you can rank really easily still. Not easily like as easy as before, but you can still rank. And it's like a search engine. It just depends on what offer you have at the bottom of your funnel, right? So in terms of like, think about it like this, right? When you are doing AdSense, you have a very low ticket offer that your audience is not really necessarily paying for. You're getting it from a company, right? Like from ad sponsors, right? YouTube negotiates these automatically for you and all that, right? But there's so many rules to it that you can't build, like these days in 2020 you can't build a full channel just based off AdSense, which is why you see so many people like promote Patreon and things like that as well, and things like that. And that's why you also see people like launch merch, and then you see people with higher ticket things like they have a certain program that they're marketing. Or quick pause, like this episode is brought to you by Skillshare or Audible, right? There's all these sort of things. There's affiliates, and that's where you make all your money, is really is your bottom offer, like at the funnel. Like you guys watching this, you guys don't even know, but that's why I'm always grateful for you guys who watch this, because you guys are literally putting money in my paycheck, whether you buy my merch or not. Like what you're doing is like going through the AdSense, or even if you're YouTube Red, I get ads, like I get some sort of AdSense through that. So just really really lucky from there as well. How much did I make last year? Good question. I think I filed my taxes and it was like, think about like 50,000. I think it wasn't that much. I made about 50,000, but I used most of it for to reinvest back into the business through like equipment and stuff like that too. I think it was about 50,000. I mean, if that's your passion, go for it for M&A. Yeah, M&A is really great though. Like I learned a lot, and I'm able to negotiate bigger and bigger deals as well, right? Usman Khalid says thumbs up. Appreciate it, man. But just to answer that question, Jake, just to answer your question, this year we started doing really well at the beginning of the year. We were consistently making anywhere from like not really good money, but we were making like about 2,000 per week until like, and then we had some off weeks, and then all the way up until like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, we weren't doing too well. So yeah, dude, it just dropped really quickly because that's the thing with high ticket closing and high ticket sales. And I have other, by the way, that's just like through one pillar. Like I have other like streams of income through like previous commission payouts for my other clients as well, recurring commission as well, and all that as well. So I have some of those deals in the pipeline too. But for the most part, I mean, it's pretty sick that I get I'm starting to see these compound like these passive modalities of making money as well. So it's really cool right there. Man, my throat is hurting right now. Holy shit. Really appreciate the like, guys, man. Thank you. Do you guys have any other questions? Let me get some water real quick, and I'm going to wrap up some of these questions too. All right. Yeah. Kind of curious, guys. How are you guys, like where you guys are at? Is everything in COVID like sort of opening up for you guys? Are things like closing down? Like how's the situation in your area? Where are you guys? And I'm kind of curious, where are you guys from? What are you guys working on? I would love to kind of hear that while I sip on some of this H to Izzo right here. Man, whew, that is that is really it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy how much talking I've been doing. So I've been doing this for like about an hour. I was shooting 2 videos. That was about 2 hours. I shot another video before this. That was about another 30 minutes. So got a lot of footage, guys, and I've been talking a lot today. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, it's pretty much the end of the hour. Just want to say before I go, man, I appreciate all y'all. Actually was having a really rough day. And thank you guys for tuning in and just making me feel so much better, honestly. Like, it's crazy. I mean, when I do streaming, it always reminds me, like, of how far I've come, like, from where I started before, right? Um, like, it just it makes me realize the amount of impact that I have on people and to never like really stop making videos and stuff. And even though I love this live stream format, I just really want to like I know I need to do more planned videos as well. So I'm actually like I'm still in the middle onboarding my editor at the moment as well. So I'm gonna be having a full-time editor or an editor that'll be paying as well. So you'll probably be seeing more videos so I can focus more on the creative side as well. I live in Duarte. I go PCC for school. I work at Santa Ana Mall at Bolero. That's pretty cool, man. I'm not too far from you. I'm in the 66 area, man. So, dude, that's awesome. Hit me up, man. Things are opening up here in Missouri, studying for NAPLEX and garage sale flipping for some extra cash in the meantime. That's great. I'm not really a garage sale arbitrage person, but I mean that's great that you're studying for your NAPLEX and stuff like that too, Steven. Hey, way it through. The only way it through. I hope your attention eases. You're able to be where you want where you want physically, and ultimately give a pat on the back. I really appreciate that, Dr. Lee. Like you're amazing. Like a lot of you guys are amazing. I mean, like I'll be honest with you guys too. Like like I said earlier in the stream, like one of the most discouraging things is like, dude, I've been having to deal with dislike bots like crazy. Like if you're wondering why my downvotes, like I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but almost every single one of my videos have been downvoted like consistently to a consistent like 60-70%. And it's like it's so fucking obvious. Like you see the curve, and it's like bam and then down, right? It's just like, dude, I'm not sure if somebody's like paying like bots or some shit like that. It's just a little discouraging, and I always like to keep things transparent. I don't like to hide shit. But man, it's just been really discouraging recently too. Also helping my dad with his in care in home care business as well. For sure. I can hook you up for some bowling someday. That's awesome, bro. I would love to just meet up, bro, and chat. Maybe when the rest of LA opens up and stuff, and after I get some jujitsu sessions uh, taken care of as well. Yo, yo, yo! This is perfect timing. What is the software that you're using to highlight to specific live chat comment? I think we're gonna try it out. I use something called, it's Mac only though, Brian. We can talk about it offline, but it's like I use Ecamm Live. By the way, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to my friend Brian. If you like Asian conversations and if you want me to be uh, subtle Asian voices, right? You went from subtle Cantonese dating to subtle Asian voices. Yell at they've been actually having a lot of great conversations over there. Been haven't I'm not gonna lie, Brian. I haven't been tuning all the way into your content as well. Like smash that like button. Says Seton Bet one Weneb. What's up? Um, let's see. I'm trying to open your page, but it's taking forever because like it sucks up so many system resources. We must flatten that dislike curve. Smash that like button. Appreciate it. You guys are a true fam. I love y'all. Seriously. Brian, when am I ever gonna go on your channel, bro? Like, I wanna talk about Asian shit. Like, dude, you see me? I'm Asian. That plug though. Well, this is what I'm seeing on my end, bro. Like, it's taking forever to load. So, like, this is what I see on my screen. I need a faster computer, or I need to do like two different computers right now. Um, any plans on? Oh shit! Everything just crashed. Um, sorry, Brian. I was trying to do subtle Asian voices. Let me just plug the URL here. You guys can go check it out. But I was gonna show it. Any plans to upload Kick-Ass Investing? The stock market has been crazy. Yeah, I actually finished it this week. I finished the main tool. I finished like everything. So it's gonna be really great, and I think it's gonna provide a really solid foundation as well. So I'm probably gonna release the masterclass relatively soon. I got to double check a lot of different things, and I also got to do some redirects on the main website. I have a whole list of stuff to do before I do the major launch again. But yeah. How far do you live in Arcadia? I'm about 10 minutes away from Arcadia. Forget all those haters, man. Just do you. Like Gary Vee says, block out all the good and bad feedback. Send the message you want to send. And that's why I'm actually meeting with a brand strategist too, because honestly, I've been just so fucking lost in my life and lost with my channel. This channel, like the investing channel, is very easy because like, hey, guess what? I help I help new grads and learn how to invest. Something that they should have learned a long time ago. I help them how to automate and optimize their portfolio, right? So it's pretty easy for that. But for this channel, Refugee Hustle, I mean, it's such a personal channel. So I'm just wondering, like, what do I want to go with this? What do I want this to be? I was also thinking about creating another channel of just like kind of doing daily vlogs or daily like journaling as well, like journaling, just more for myself, and just like really, it's so therapeutic just talking to a camera, and I haven't been able to do that for a while because when I do it on this channel, I always have to think about what I want to talk about, like plan it out, and it's been really fucking with my head, and I can't really have these streams of consciousness where I just used to be able to talk to my camera like I was talking to my best friend, but these days it's a lot harder to do than before. Let's see. Started running there for once a week. That's awesome, man. Hi, I'm really passionate about pharmacy school. Maybe to find the cure to cancer. Should I do it? I really enjoy helping people with having a high paid job. I also want to have a family. Um, Bet one. It would take me a long time to answer that question, but I would really identify something that sector of pharmacy that you really feel passionate about. So if you're looking at oncology, like look at a specific oncology like career that you want that pharmacists play a role in, right? And is pharmacy necessarily the route that you want to go to as well? I mean, no one can really answer that question. Should I do it? Actually, you know what's funny? I actually have a video coming out on this. So, quick pause. Subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button because I'm going to be uploading that. If not 2 weeks from now, maybe 3 weeks from now. I literally just shot 3 weeks of 3 weeks of content straight. So it's gonna be crazy. It's Gucci, bro. Appreciate it. By the way, Brian, love your content. Wish you all the best in what you're doing. Thanks, Steven. Credit goes out to Muddy Kevin, homie, for inspiring me. Yeah, like, dude, Brian. I'm actually really proud of Brian too because he's been putting a lot of work into his videos. He has those nice cinematic shots and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, man. Shout out goes to Brian. Okay, guys, I'm pretty much done. I'm like really tired. My voice is like starting to burn out because I've been doing so much talking. I gotta start packing for jujitsu tomorrow too, and gotta and other stuff too. So I'll talk to you guys later, man. Appreciate y'all. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.